Thank you.
Welcome.
Find f prime of 1, given that f of 1 is -1, f a prime of 1 is 2, g of 1 is 3, and g prime of 1 is -1. Now, A, find f prime of x. If you know that here, sorry, here it's not f capital, here it's an f small. So f of x is f or 2 f of x minus g of x. So here now, I'm asking you now to find f prime of x. Here, f of x is 2 f of x minus 3g of x. So f prime of x, it will be 2 f prime of x minus 3 g prime of x. Then I will say 2. So I need now to find f prime of 1. It will be 2 f of 1 minus 3 g prime of 1. So f of x here is 2 let's write it here as h and h. Okay, so I need now here f of x is h of x minus 3g of x. So f prime of x, it will be 2 h prime of x minus 3 g prime of x. I need now to find f prime of 1. So I will say f prime of 1 is 2 times, what is the value of h prime of 1? It is 2 minus 3 times g prime of 1, it's -1. So it is 4 plus or minus 3, which is 7. Times.
Miss, from where did we get the G?
Here we have g of 1, we have g prime of 1, h of 1, and h prime of 1. So it is 2 times h prime of 1, it is 2. So I will say 4 minus 3 times g prime of 1. G prime of 1 is -1. So I will say -3 times -1, which is +3. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. Is it clear?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, teacher.
So this is for A. Now, B. If f of x is h of x times g of x, I want now to find f prime of x. Here, as you say, we have two functions that are multiplied. So the first function times the derivative of the second one plus the second function times the derivative of the first one.
The first function.
Yeah, here I want now to find f prime of 1. So I will substitute h1 times g prime of 1 plus G1 times H prime of 1. Now, where's H of 1? It's -1 times G prime of 1, it's also -1, plus G of 1, which is 3, times H prime of 1, which is 2. So -1 times -1 is 1, plus 6, which is equal to 7. Is it clear?
Sure.
Yes.
يعني like this type of questions that you will bring in the quiz.
Yes, yes. I will give you the values of H and H prime of 1, G and G prime, and you will have to find F prime of 1. Yes,
So can
Tala.
you say H prime of 1, how we get 2?
F prime of 1.
Or G of
What did you
1?
mean?
One of these, the H or H prime, G prime.
Here, this one,
Yeah,
this will be given.
okay.
And it's any numbers.
Thank
It will be given. I told you find F prime of 1, given that H1, H prime of 1, G1, and G prime of 1. Now, see, F of X is H of X over G of X. Here, as you see, we have two functions that are divided. So I will say G of X squared, and up it will be G of X, G times H prime of X minus H of X times G prime of X using the quotient rule. G H prime minus H G prime over G of X squared. Since now I need to find F of 1, I will say it is G of 1 squared, G of 1 times H prime of 1 minus H of 1 times G prime of 1. Then I will evaluate. G1, it's a 3. H prime of 1, it is 2. Then minus H of 1, it is -1, times G prime of 1, it's also given, it's -1, over G of 1 squared. G of 1, it's 3, so it will be 3 squared. So 3 times 2 is 6, minus 1 over 9, which is 5 over 9. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay. Now, question number 2. Find f prime of x. F of x is equal to x squared times x cubic plus 5. Here now, f prime of x, it will be, here as we see, we have to use the quotient rule. This is g, or this is f, sorry, and this is g. So if f is x squared, so f prime, it will be 2x. And if g is x cubic, or since I assumed g as x cubic plus 5, so g prime will be 3x squared.
3x to the power 2.
And as we use the quotient rule, so f times g is f g prime plus g f prime. So f prime of x here, f, where's f? It's x squared times g prime, which is a 3x squared, then plus g, which is x cubic plus 5, times 2x. Then the answer is plus 2x raised to the power 5 plus 10x. So it is 5x raised to the power 4 plus 10x. This is for f prime of x. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you have, or if you know that f of x is 7x raised to the power negative 6 minus 5 square root of x, find f prime of 1. Here, we have number multiplied by x raised to the exponents. So we'll say 7 times negative 6, x raised to the power negative 6 minus 1 minus 5 times. Here now, sorry. Here now, since we use, or since we say that square root of x, so I can write it now as x raised to the power half. So its derivative, it will be 5 times half x raised to the power half minus 1. Then it's negative 42 x raised to the power negative 7 minus 5 over 2 x raised to the power negative half. Look at it and tell me if you want now to repeat it.
Teacher, if I want to write it in form of a fraction, will the 42 be up?
It's really like this. This is in the simplest one. But tomorrow, if you stop here, you will get the full mark.
Teacher,
Yes?
which tool did we use here?
What did you mean?
يعني مش we have coefficient rule, power rule, or we just substitute يعني just
No,
solve
no,
it.
no. You know that n or x raised to the power n. Okay, its derivative, it will be n x raised to the power n minus 1. The basics here. That's it. This 5 square root of x, I can write it as x raised to the power half. So it will be 5 times half times x raised to the power half minus 1.
Teacher, isn't the 5 and the x multiplied?
5. Ah, yes, it's multiplied. This one. So you drop out the 5 outside. Then you find the derivative of x raised to the power half.
Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
I did not understand when you put the 5 half multiplied by half, exponent x half minus 1.
Okay. Now here, I will talk about the second part here now. Now, it was negative 5 square root of x. Okay, this square root of x, it can be written as 5x raised to the power half. I told you before, if you have x raised to the power m over n, it can be written as nth root of x to the power m. So here, if you have, it's like this, I can write it as x raised to the power half. Then we say that if you have it was an a or a number as an example times n raised to the power, or times x raised to the power n, you have to put the 5 outside, times n times x raised to the power n minus 1. Here now you have the same, you have 5 times x but raised to the power half. So you will say it is 5 times half times x raised to the power half minus 1. Then 5 times half, it's 5 over 2 x, and half minus 1, it's negative half. Then this one I can write it as 5 over 2, and this, since we have a negative exponents, I will write it down. And I told you that x raised to the power half is the same as square root of x. So I can now rewrite it as square root of x. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Another example now. For this one here now, I want now to find f prime of x. I will say it's negative 3 times negative 8 x raised to the power negative 8 minus 1. This is here the negative 3. I wrote it as it is, and the negative 8 I wrote it here, then negative 8 minus 1. Then plus this
Miss?
2. Yes.
Haneen wants to enter the class.
Okay. Thank you, Rami. So here now 2 square root of x. This 2 square root of x, it can be written as 2x raised to the power half, as I told you before. This one is equal to 2x raised to the power half. So I can write it as 2 times half x raised to the power half minus 1. Then negative 3 times negative 8 is 24 x raised to the power negative 9 plus x, because it cancels each other, to the power negative half. So it's a 24 over x raised to the power 9 plus 1 over square root of x. This will be now f prime. And as I told you, if you stop here, you will get the full mark. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Now, if you know that g of x is x minus 2 over x raised to the power 4 plus x plus 1. Here now we have to use a quotient rule. Let's assume that this is f and this is g. So f, if I assume that f is x minus 2, so f prime it will be 1. And if we assume that at g is x raised to the power 4 plus x plus 1, so g prime
It will be 4x to the power cubic
plus 1.
plus 1.
So this is now g prime, this is now g, this is now f prime, and this is now f. Then g prime of x it will be the denominator squared, which is x raised to the power 4 plus x plus 1 squared. Up, I will write g, which is x raised to the power 4 plus x plus 1 times f prime times 1 minus. So we say g f prime minus f g prime. Where's f? It's x minus 2. And g prime, it is 4x cubic plus 1. You can now rewrite it as minus over look at it for a minute and tell me if you want me to repeat it.
Can we stop here?
Yes, you can stop here.
Teacher, can you repeat it?
Okay, so then I will. Now, here we assume that f is x minus 2, so f prime it will be 1. And g is x raised to the power 4 plus x plus 1, so g prime it will be 4x cubic plus 1. And this one, its derivative, it will be 0. So I have now f and f prime, g and g prime. Now, all of us know that the quotient rule said if you have to divide f over g, you will say g squared g f prime minus f g prime. So let's now substitute. So g prime of x is g squared. Where's g squared? It is x raised to the power 4 plus x plus 1 squared. Up, I will write g x plus raised to the power 4 plus x plus 1 times f prime. Where's f prime? It is 1. Minus now. F, where's f?
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Times g prime. Where's g prime?
4x cubic.
4 x cubic plus 1. Then just multiplied by 1.
Teacher,
Yes, Nihad.
can I substitute it more?
Simplified, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, you can simplify it more. But you can simplify it by using the distributive property, and you can cancel x plus 4 and simplify it. but you can, I want you to stop here. Okay, now Sadan, is it clear?
Yes, teacher, thank you.
Okay. Now, if h of x is x cubic plus 7x squared minus 8 times 2x raised to the power negative 3 plus x raised to the power negative 4. Now, here we assume that this is f and this is g. So, if f is x cubic plus 7x squared minus 8, so f prime, it will be 3x squared plus 14x. And if g is 2x raised to the power negative 3 plus x raised to the power negative 4, so g prime, it will be 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6, x raised to the power negative 4, which is negative 3 minus 1, plus negative 4, x raised to the power negative 5. Then h prime of x, it will be f g prime plus g f prime. Where is f?
X cubic
It's x cubic
minus
plus
8
7x squared minus 8 times g prime. Where's g prime? It's negative 6x raised to the power negative 4 plus 4x raised to the power negative 5, or minus, sorry. Then plus, I say g f prime. Where is g?
2x to the power negative 3
Yes, it is 2x raised to the power negative 3 plus x raised to the power negative 4 times f prime. Where's f prime? It's 3x squared plus 14.
3x squared plus 14x.
14x, yes. This is now, oh, this will be now h prime. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about the second derivation. Let's have one example here. Find the second derivation of 1. If you know that y of x is 24x squared, or x cubic, minus 4x squared plus 8x minus 1. This is now y of x. I need now first to find y prime of x. Here the question is find the second derivation, y w prime of 1. So here you have to do 3 steps. The first step, you have to find y prime of x. The second step, you have to find y w prime of x. And the third step, you have to find y w prime of 1. The first step, let's find now y prime of x. Y of x is 24x cubic minus 4x squared plus 8x minus 1. So it will be 24x cubic, that's me, I have to multiply 24 times 3, which will be 72. This 72, if I multiply 24 times 3, x raised to the power 3 minus 1, which is x squared, minus 4 times 2, which is 8x,
8x
plus
plus 8.
8. This is now y prime of x. Now let's find y double prime. I have to find the derivation another time. It is 72 times 2, which is 144x minus 8
X minus 8.
plus 0. We can stop here. Then y double prime of 1, that's mean I have to substitute 1. So it will be 144 minus 8, which is 136. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. What did you see now?
Nothing.
Our names, teacher.
Sorry?
Teacher, you stopped sharing the screen.
I can't see.
Yeah, just our names.
Yes, teacher, I can see.
Okay.
Mama, Papa, let die. Mama, Papa, let die. Mama.
طيب ماما طيب. Okay, that's our revision for today. Do you have any question?
No, teacher.
So you have to know how to use the basic derivative, how to use the quotient rule, the power rule, that you have to find the second derivation, and yes, that's it, I think. And how to find the first derivative of 1 as an example. Yes, yes, Dareen.
If we have 2 multiplied by each other, and one of them is a fraction, يعني divided.
Like, okay. I think I have
What
an
should
example.
we do? Like, for example, number 16.
That's mean it's like 2 oh my god. Do you mean like this, like h of x is 2x plus 1 times like, give me example. 2x plus 1
2
times
minus
what?
x over x squared plus 3.
Okay, for this one here, as you see, we have to use both of the quotient and the power rule. I will now solve it quickly because there's only 2 minutes left. Here, this is f and this is g. F is 2x plus 1. So f prime will be 2. Now, we assume that g is 2 minus x over x squared plus 3. So g prime of x, it will be x squared plus 3 squared, and then here g x squared plus 3 times f prime, which is -1, minus 2 minus x, which is f, times g prime, which is 2x. Then after that, here we said f times g, which is fg G prime plus G F prime. F, it's 2x plus 1 times G prime, that's we wrote it here, which is x squared plus 3 times -1, or you can say negative x squared minus 3 minus 2 minus x times 2x over x squared plus 3 squared. Then all of these plus G, which is 2 minus